What are you going to do, Al?
I don't know.
What about the last 2 days? They happened, right? Hey folks, I've been excited to do this and I've been wanting to do something like this for you for a long time. But let's take a look in here. I'm going to look at the classic Rachel McAdams audition tape for The Notebook, right? Classic. Everybody knows it. But I want to point out some very important things that you may not have heard before said about this particular audition and what makes it so important, what makes it so valuable to you as a professional actor who you're in self-submission at this point in time, okay? So it's very critical because you have all the power in your hands to make a big difference for yourself when you're out there with self-submissions. I mean, it's a great time to be an actor because of that, because you no longer are limited by another person's imagination or restrictions or cinematic understanding. You get to do things that you want to do. And I'm going to give you some real hints here on why this stood out, what you could do to make your audition stand out. But let's take a look at Rachel McAdams right now, because pretty much out of the gate, she's pretty amazing, right? So take a look in here, and you're going to notice something very important about right away, she's swaying right at the top. There she is swaying. What does that mean? So let's pause that for a second. What that means is that she's in her body. She's head to toe. She is not acting as some kind of stiff head on a swivel. She is physically rooted into the floor all the way up to her toe, which means she is fully alive inside of her instrument. Very, very critical. I'll be pointing out some other important qualities to this. So notice she's swaying, and she suddenly rubs her nose. She just goes up and rubs on her nose. Isn't that amazing? How many of you have been told by casting directors and other people, don't touch your face, don't put your hands up near your face? And there she is, just like rubbing her nose. Again, she's inside of her body, she's inside of her instrument, and she is living not as a character, but as a human being in front of the camera, which means something very critical happens at this point that I'm going to point out. So keep watching, right? So notice suddenly the camera starts to move in on her slightly after about 2 seconds after she rubs her nose. What is that? Pause that for a second. That's the cameraman, the director in this case, recognizing I'm going to come in on her, which means she's being recorded. In other words, she doesn't set herself to the frame. The frame sets itself to her. She's a human being being recorded in real time. She doesn't adjust herself to the frame. She lives inside of that frame. So I will point out there'll be several trips through this particular audition where you will see that she is living inside of the frame and she doesn't even know what frame she's in. And that's a good thing. Let's keep watching.
I know that they have.
There, her hand goes up behind her hair immediately. Look at all this aliveness. You got the sway, you've got the touching of the nose, you've got the hand up behind the head. All of this stuff just says, I'm alive. I'm a human being. She's focused on who she's talking to. She's genuinely listening, but she is living as a free and open human being.
And they were wonderful, but they were very irresponsible. You know, I have a life back in Charlotte. I have a fiance who's waiting for me at a hotel who's going to be crushed when I tell him what happened. And I don't even know if he's going to take me back, but I have to go talk to him.
So you make love to me. Then you go back to your husband. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch what she does. Is that a test out? I didn't pass it? Look what's going on. She's deep, deep listening, deep listening.
I made a
Deep
promise to a
listening.
man. He gave me a ring, and I gave him my word.
And your word is shot to hell, don't you think?
Well, I don't know.
Look
I'll
at
find
this.
out when I talk to him.
So you're not gonna break your promise? That's what this is about? I thought it was about following your heart, Al.
Now she does something unprecedented. Stop there. Look at that. She turns her back to the camera. She turns her back to it. She literally goes right around. There's so much. And what is she saying? She's messaging, I'm a real human being. I recognize I've done something that's perhaps shameful or humiliating. And this guy's calling me out on it. This other man that I love is calling me out on what I just did. And she does something unprecedented. She physically turns around. She doesn't even let the camera see. Now, what's interesting about this choice, if you can even call it a choice, because I wouldn't call it a choice, I'd say this is a living human being in front of the camera who is understanding the relationships, who she is, who she's talking about, the situations, and the value that these people have to her. It's important to be a human out there and not be playing a character who's trying to fit into a frame, but to be a living human being who's being recorded on camera. Okay. So this is a powerful, powerful move right here.
Or maybe it's about something else. Let's be honest. Maybe it's about security.
Oh, what is that supposed to mean?
You know, he does have a lot of money, Al.
Okay, now I hate you. Now I hate you.
Isn't that important right there? So first off, she does the oh, and she literally goes out of frame. Her head pops out of frame. Very important. And then she comes in. She doesn't even realize she's in close up. She comes in and she suddenly goes also out of frame. This is important because what she's doing, she's sending the message that I'm going to be living in front of the camera. That's what I'm hired to do as an actor, is to live. Where you put the camera and what you do with the camera, that's all on you folks. I have to live as a human being inside this situation, inside this circumstance. And this is the man I love in front of me, and I'm engaged to somebody else, and I'm in torment here. I am torn. And you can see through these choices that she's really making some really, really beautiful connecting, emotionally connecting choices.
That I love, Lon? You smug bastard! Haven't you been paying attention for the past? What do you think's been happening here?
I don't know. I think I must have misread the signal.
Yeah, I guess you did.
Yep, there she goes. She gets right in the fight with him.
You're bored out of your head, Allie, and you know it, or else you wouldn't be here.
Oh, you arrogant son of a bitch.
Stay with me.
Stay with you?
Yes.
Why would I stay with you? Look at us. We're already fighting.
Isn't that delicious? There she is. She catches herself. She starts laughing in the middle of it. That's life. That's life. That wasn't in the script. That's in her own understanding, her own instrument, fully alive. Delicious stuff. Look at all that breathing. Now hand up on the head, hand up in her hair. More breathing. Look at this. Just a human being on camera.
I'm not afraid to
And look at that little growl, that she puts in there. Hair up, breathing. There's no way that's in the script. That is inside a very talented person, understanding how to let the instrument live, let it speak. Acting is being instrumental. The body is your instrument, and you let the body speak. Beautiful work.
Second rebound rate before you back doing the next pain in the ass thing. So, it's gonna be hard. We're gonna have to work at this, but come on. Don't take the easy way out.
Oh, what easy way out? There is no easy way out. No matter what I do, somebody gets hurt.
Well, forget about everyone then. Forget about everyone and me and him and your parents and then what you think you should do. What about you? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
Yes, it is, Al.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Look at that. That second, no, it's not. It's not that simple. No, it's not. Look at that moment, because she dips down physically, which shows you that she's in her instrument. She dips down. She goes completely out of frame again. She takes herself out of frame. This is a person alive. You could tell that she's done the work, meaning that she gets who this person is that she's playing, this human being that she's playing, and she is willing to live that human being in the now. I'm not worried about what's coming down the road. I'm not worried about whether I'm good or I'm bad, whether I have the perfect posture with the perfect hairstyle, with the perfect gestures, with the perfect voice. None of this matters. What matters to her is that she's there, she's present with this person, and she is having a conversation that she actually understands to have. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And she's letting it happen. Excellent work. Just excellent work. Another thing that you might have noticed inside this work, and maybe other people have pointed this out in the past, is that the depth of her listening, you could call it soulful listening. Too often actors do this kind of thing with this kind of mechanical listening that kind of looks like this, acting like you're listening. And then there's soulful listening, where you're taking someone in. You're taking the now in. And the reason that that registers so much on film and on self-tape is because you become a human being, you become a person in that moment. And that kind of soulful listening, you're really present and it can change you, and emotions will come up that you didn't see coming or couldn't anticipate. When you're really working well, things are happening to you. You're not, your plan is a plan, it's a guide rail plan, but it's not a fixed and rigid plan. You always want to be that tree that bends in the wind. This is a beautiful one. I'll be getting back to you with plenty of this kind of conversation. Peace out. Great working with you. See you guys soon.